This lesson is going to be talking about transition words and how you can earn a lot more points by using them on your essays and also in your speech as well. But for this, we're going to be focusing on writing. So what I've done is I've grouped these transition words for you based on time, degree, and cause and effect. So transition words that relate to time are before, after, next, meanwhile, at the same time, then, soon, while, and since. These are not the only words there are, but these are the most common ones. And for the test, you just want to memorize enough to get your score high enough to pass and get the score that you want. Here's an example paragraph that uses mostly time transitions. It's very difficult to write a paragraph that only has those, but this will give you a general idea. Going on vacation is an excellent activity, yet at the same time, it can cause stress and anxiety. The primary reason is because it takes so much organization to prepare your life so you can leave. Since our lives are complicated, we have to prepare for the pets, yard, the house, and get all caught up at work before we can go. Then, after all this work getting ready, we feel too tired to go. All right, so notice it has a nice flow. I'm also modeling for you the different intonation that you should be using when you're speaking. For example, there's a list here: pets, yard, the house. You want to make sure that your intonation is appropriate. And if you haven't taken my stress and intonation class, I focus a lot on that in that class. Okay, next. The next group are transition words of degree. Primarily, above all, first, second, less important, in the first place, most important, or most importantly. It's your choice, really, if you want to use the adverbial part here or the adverbial form, most importantly. It's really optional. Here is a sample paragraph that focuses on transition words in the degree group. I agree that money plays a large part in our happiness, but it is not the most important factor. In the first place, most everyone will stipulate that friends and family are more important than money. If most people had to choose between people they love or money, they would choose people. Further, money can be very useful, but it is also a cause of greed and anger. But most important of all is the fact that money cannot buy true love. Love is what makes life meaningful, so money is not the road to happiness. All right, so I use some transition words here, but also I'm trying to model for you paragraphs that have variety of sentences, variety of word choice, right? So that you kind of get the idea of how you're going to get the highest score. You need to write something like this. All right, the last group, cause and effect. Because, since, therefore, as a result, for this reason, so, thus, and so that. Here's a sample. One event that I remember as a child was a birthday party my brother never attended. It was a surprise party, and because he was not home when we thought he would be, we all just waited and waited. Consequently, we all tried to have a good time without him. As it turned out, my brother went to another surprise party. Who could have guessed this? In the end, we all had fun, but not the way we thought we would. All right, so I use transition words. I have a nice opening sentence. I have a nice concluding sentence that, harkens back to the topic that I'm talking about. And I gave detailed examples about why I remember this particular event. All right, now, the trick for you is to earn more points. So what I've done is grouped these transition words into 3 groups. Memorize 4 or 5 from each group. These are not the only transition words that there are, but you don't need to remember every single one on earth for you to get a super high score on the writing section. All right, so focus your energies, memorize 4 or 5, and then just use those over and over and over. All right, thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.